Just a few seconds after we started, I saw other categories join us, and I thought, oh damn, this is going to be faster than I thought. Hey cycling community, this is Steve, Grusis the Cycling Greek. Now, it's recommended that you don't do more than 2 high-intensity workouts a week, especially for an old guy like me. I'm 69. Due to circumstances, and those circumstances are mostly high temperatures for the week, ranging between 107 and 114 degrees here in the Central Valley, I decided to experiment and do 4 high-intensity workouts during this week. 3 of those workouts are races, and the 4th workout, that's going to be a 76-mile group ride with 5,000 feet of climbing, where I try to keep up with faster riders on the climbs. The format of this experiment that I'm doing is going to be a high-intensity workout or race in one day and an easy spin the next day. The race that you're seeing now is my second high-intensity workout. The first one was another race on the California coast. That one was a criterium, and I have a video of that race linked in the description below with some interesting information about the VO2 max and the effects of aging on each of its components. Let us now talk about this race. This race takes place on the French countryside. It is just under 15 miles, and we have 79 people in this race. And there's 24 people in Category C, the category that I'm racing. My goal, therefore, is to get in the top half overall, and top half, 12th or better, in the C's. The challenge for me as a Category C, racing with A's and B's, is the constant speed. I'm sure that's the same for the other C's too. After you've been putting out a lot of watts just to stay with the group, and then all of a sudden there's a surge, you can get dropped at that point. So pretty much my only tactic is to stay toward the front, at least as far as I can, because if I'm too far back and gaps start to happen, that means I have to close the gaps, and being able to close the gaps with this type of group, that's going to be tough. Right now we're approaching 4 minutes into this race. I have some ugly face going on, and we're still pretty much strung out if you look at the little map insert in the upper right hand corner. If you haven't been paying attention to that little map insert, there's actually a split. We are the front group, and it looks like our front group is starting to split a little bit. I'm pretty confident that if I was riding toward the back of that group, I'd be on the wrong end of that split, and I'd be SOL. Even though I love to climb when I'm on the road, I hate climbing on Zwift. I was glad to find a race that had just a little over 500 feet of climbing in 15 miles. It's been quite a while since I've done this course, and I didn't quite remember where the climbing was. I jumped to about the halfway mark where we're entering a sprint point. Now, this is actually part of a stage race, and so I don't know if they're doing like a green jersey type of thing, but this is where, as you see now, people are starting to take off for that, and I'm having a really tough time. The data on the right shows that I'm in 23rd place at this time. Even though it's out of 79, there's only about 32 that are in this group, and so now I'm just toward the back. Well, maybe there's a little more. I'm at 34th position. But if you look at that little insert map, I'm at the very back. At this point, it's not a question of my speeding up to catch up with them. It's a question of, can I maintain about 4.0 watts per kilogram, and will they slow down? By the way, now that I've been at the back of this group for a bit, it shows me at 36th place. So I'm trying to get on this guy's wheel so he can drag me up. The graphics right above me says that I'm not close enough to get any draft. I'm about 2, 3, 4, 5 meters away now. I'm just keeping on, and I will keep on as long as I can. I connect with this group, and so now it's a question of, am I going to be able to get to the next group? I turn my attention toward the graphics on the right, and I see there's a number of C's with me. I just don't know how many C's there are that can take a position away from me. Even though I was looking at this earlier, what I don't pay attention to is the graphics at the very top with the white background, showing specifically how much feet we have climbed. Right now it shows just over 100 feet, and I know there's 500 feet plus in this race. Somewhere I'm going to hit a climb, and with all the energy I've put out so far, it's going to suck. In our little group of 5, we have 2 B's and 3 C's. Now, I have a feather power up, and so I'm trying to activate it. It's not activating. I'm not reaching. It's a little too far away. So now I got to do what I'm doing. You can see my little picture in the lower left-hand corner. Finally activate it. And now that I got past my little moment of panic, I'm starting to gain on the leader of our little group. I want to connect with him, not to pass him, but just to have somebody when we start going downhill, which is going to be right about now. If you look at that little insert map, we are all split apart. The group I'm with is probably the group I'm going to end up with. Jumping again to the 5-mile mark, our group of 5 had whittled down to a group of 3 on that climb. I am now with Category C Patterson and Category B Paula Lovett. For whatever reason, I felt I needed to spend some watts here, and it may be because that Category C Harm was about to catch us. He's about 4 seconds away, but he was getting closer. So maybe I was trying to get the group to speed up, or I was trying to get one of those two to come with me, and then we can form our own little 2-person group. Well, pretty much I died out. Paula wasn't having any of it. Patterson was able to stay with her. Now I'm trying to stay with both of them. At least I was able to add a second to Jay Harm's gap. Jay Harm, who I thought was a category C, is a category B, is getting now within 3 seconds, so I attack again. Maybe I thought he was a C back then. Who knows where I got the extra energy. So Paula easily gets up to me. Patterson then goes by her, Paula goes with him, and now I'm starting to die a bit. I have to slow to recover, and as I do that, Jay Harm catches me and passes me. So now I'm alone. I look at the graphics on the right. I see that I'm in 32nd place, still in the top half, but I still have about over 3.5 miles to go. I passed Jay Harm, maybe used up a little too much energy to pass me, or he has some network problems. I pass up a C, and I'm just about getting onto Patterson's wheel, and my watch just starts to go down. Paul, in the meantime, has been laying down the beans. She's developed an 8-second gap, and now Patterson is going after her. Me? I'm starting to suck pond water with a straw, and it's about 3.5 miles to go still. It's now about a kilometer and a half to go. I've been playing leapfrog with Jay Harm. He's now passed me for good. He's about 12 seconds ahead of me. Paula is about a minute and a half ahead of me. Wow. Patterson, who was just ahead of me, is now about 16 seconds, and I'm heading into the finish. And pretty much this is how I end up. I get 30th overall, so I'm in the top half out of the 79. And in category C's, I end up 8th. Tomorrow I spin around a bit to keep my legs loose, and then the next day on Thursday, I do another race. That one's going to be telling. Comment below with how you think I'm going to do on my 3rd and my 4th events. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. Remember, that first event is in the description below. As always, remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.